Around 10 people have been reportedly killed in a stampede in Rajmundry in Andhra Pradesh. The stampede took place at Godavari Pushkaram festival, which started this morning. Now, according to officials, the festival could not handle the massive rush this year. The festival has been taking place, in fact, since for 144 years and is conducted every 12 years. The bodies of the women have been taken to a hospital. Editor South TS Sudhir is now joining us with more details. Sudhir, what more information can you share with us at the moment?
Well, what the officials are telling us of the Andhra Pradesh government is that they were not prepared to handle this kind of huge crowd at this particular bathing ghat called Pushkaram, which is in Rajmundry, even though there are 262 other ghats in East and West Godavari district. So obviously the proper distribution of crowd at the different bathing ghats was not done, even though a large number of police force of about 15,000 and about 10,000 volunteers was deployed. What we are told is the entrance to this particular bathing ghat was narrow. There was too much of enthusiasm and rush to get to the river as soon as possible, being the first day of the 12-day Godavari Pushkar, which resulted in this stampede, and the victims were mainly women. 4 bodies have been taken to the Rajmundry General Hospital, which is why the Andhra Pradesh government is maintaining that the official death toll is 4. But as we can see in many of those pictures that we have been provided with from Rajmundry, the death toll could be definitely in the range of about 10. There are at least 10 other people who are also injured, and the victims seem to be women mainly, who are obviously not able to handle the stampede that followed at this particular meeting.
So, there, what kind of medical facilities are available there? Where have the injured been rushed to?
So the injured have been rushed to the Rajmundry General Hospital. Ambulances found it extremely difficult to access this particular bathing ghat, and that is going to be a huge failure of the administration, which has spent about 1,500 crore rupees in preparing the different bathing ghats for the Godavari Pushkar. Obviously, this is going to be a major failure. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, at this point in time, is at the control room trying to monitor all the entire situation for himself and to ensure that no other untoward incident happens in the next 11 days of the Godavari Pushkar. But yes, medical facilities were actually very difficult to reach the bathing ghats to take out the people who were died and those who were injured immediately for medical help to the hospital. What
are the officials stating the reason for the stampede over there?
Well, the officials essentially say that there was this more rush at the Pushkaram bathing ghat. One reason perhaps is that it is considered quite sacred, which is why there were more number of people who wanted to take a holy dip at this particular bathing ghat and not going to the other bathing ghats. There are 263 bathing ghats in West Godavari district through which the river Godavari flows. So proper distribution of crowds wasn't done. And number 2, the administration probably hadn't factored that there will be such huge crowds on the morning of day 1 of the Godavari Pushkar, and probably were caught unaware when this huge crowd erupted at the bathing ghat.
So, if I understand correctly, this festival takes place every 12 years. So, was the calculation based on the attendance last time around, which would have perhaps been 12 years ago, and is that why the officials feel they went wrong?
Well, the officials knew all along that there will be about 3.5 crore to 4 crore people who will come to take a dip in the Godavari River in Andhra Pradesh, and another 3 crores in the Telangana state, through which the river Godavari flows after it enters Telangana from Maharashtra. So they had factored that there will be these huge crowds, but obviously arrangements had not been done properly to take care of the crowds. Remember, in 2004 August at the Krishna Pushkar, 5 people had died in a stampede in a very similar manner in Vijayawada. So obviously the volunteers or the police force not really prepared to handle the huge crowds which kind of surged towards the river almost at the same time, resulting in this kind of stampede, and the women are in most cases not able to handle the kind of crowd. It completely goes out of hand.
Sudhir, what is the situation at present? There must have been chaos after the stampede, but what are officials saying about the present situation?
Well, the situation at this particular bathing ghat, Pushkaram, is now presently under control. They are trying to regulate the situation, ensure that there aren't crowds which get out of hand, and also telling people through the public address system to go to the different other which are also in different parts of East and West Godavari and not crowd a few particular ghats, and that would really help matters as far as the administration controlling the situation during the 12-day Godavari Pushkar is concerned. So that is the attempt at this point in time to ensure that there is proper distribution of people at the different bathing ghats in these 2 districts.
Well, the visuals here, Sudhir, are telling. We can see the place chock-a-block at the moment, and most of the injured we can see are the women over there, particularly vulnerable, as you yourself was pointing out just a few minutes back. But Sudhir, help us understand the kind of arrangements made for a festival of this nature. Do you think that the officials fell short of arrangements as well? You're talking about the public address system guiding people. Should that have happened since the morning itself? Was that not done?
Well, there are a few factors which obviously have come into play. One, the Andhra Pradesh government had initially thought of at least 35,000 policemen to be deployed for controlling the entire Godavari Pushkar. They have only 15,000 policemen and another 10,000 volunteers who are present into service. So obviously there are still at least 10,000 hands less than what would be required to handle the kind of crowds we're expecting in the range of 3.5 to 4 crore people. That's one factor. The other is the high number of VIPs who have actually descended on Rajamundry to also take a dip in the Holy River. So obviously a lot of attention and police manpower is also deployed to take care of the VIP presence in Rajamundry. And perhaps as a result of which the normal crowds which are actually gathered and crowded many of the bathing ghats in Rajamundry were not taken care of properly. That's some of the reasons that are being mentioned, that perhaps why things got out of control at this particular bathing ghat in Rajamundry.
Has there been any information provided about those who have been injured, if their relatives want to come and meet them or take care of them at this particular juncture?
Well, their names are announced, and obviously many of these people, the administration expected, had come in groups. So there would be people with them. Not many people would have come as individuals to take a dip in the river Godavari. So the injured people have been rushed to the Rajamundry General Hospital. First aid is being provided. But yes, the priority at this point in time, apart from taking care of those who are injured and also to rush the dead bodies to the Rajamundry General Hospital, is to ensure that things come under control, because they do realize that it has become a huge embarrassment for the Andhra Pradesh government that on day one, the early morning of day one of the Godavari Pushkar, this kind of a tragedy has taken place.
All right, there's been a deadly stampede at the Godavari Pushkaram festival in Andhra Pradesh in Rajamundry district. What we know at this point is that around 10 people have been killed, mostly women, and in fact Chandrababu Naidu has also rushed to the spot to take stock of the situation. Talking about the Chief Minister, Sudhir, we understand that his family too was present at the same ghat today in the morning. Were more officials deployed to take care of the Chief Minister's family and the other VIPs perhaps?
Well, as I said, there has been a huge VVIP presence at the, in Rajamundry to take a dip in the river Godavari. In fact, Chandrababu Naidu took a dip early morning around 6:35 in the Godavari in Rajamundry. So he has been camping in the city, and at this point in time, as I speak, he's in the control room trying to take stock of the situation to ensure things do not get out of hand. In fact, this was supposed to be a much more of a high-profile event with even the President and the Prime Minister coming. That wasn't to be, but obviously with such huge crowds on day one of the Godavari Pushkar, things haven't really gone as planned.
All right, things haven't gone as planned certainly over there, because 10 people are already dead in that stampede that took place early this morning at the Godavari Pushkaram festival. Several have been injured. They've all been rushed to the hospital, and what we understand, and as editor South TS Sudhir has pointed out, that the Chief Minister is now there himself to take stock of the situation, also ensuring that the next few days of this festival go off smoothly.